Hi, my name is Mark, and welcome to my channel, Fishing Around Colorado Springs. This video is part of my How to Cook Over a Campfire. And Ben is going to show us an amazing recipe on how to cook chicken. So Ben, take it away.
Okay, well I do this at home a lot, and mostly I do it on the grill, or I can do it in the oven, whether I want to grill it or I want to roast it. But since we don't have either, in this instance, we're going to be using an open flame. Then what I'm going to do is boil this down to just making it into one simple cast iron pot and some sort of a lid. You might have one that comes with it. This one comes from my Dutch oven at home, but it basically fits into the pot the way I need it to. So now what I'm working with is leg quarters, and you can actually get a big bag of these for like $8 if you look in the right store. And yeah, I freeze these and I make a bunch of dishes with them. Roasting and grilling are my two favorite things to do with these. So when we're camping and we're using the one pot, you can also do your onions at a later time. You can also do some smaller potatoes in there at a later time in this process. I'm on a bit of a diet, so I'm kind of mostly eating protein. But I will tell you at what point you would put in your onions and whatever vegetables, hearty vegetables that you want to have in your dish as well, so it's a complete dish. But we're just going to focus on the chicken for now. Now keep in mind, this is raw chicken, so you don't want to handle raw chicken and touch everything else that is in your mise en place, which is French for everything in its place, as you can see that I've done here. So you don't want to cross-contaminate anything, and then everybody on the campsite gets sick, and then you're the one to blame. So what you want to do is you always want to make sure you have disinfecting hand wipes would be more perfect, but any kind of hand wipe to help get that salmonella and chicken diseases off your hands before you touch anything else. So first thing you want to do is have an area you can put your chicken onto. Now I don't have a pan, I don't have a cutting board, which would be ideal, but just even just a basic brown paper bag is fine. So we're going to take the chicken out. We're going to be very mindful of what I'm touching. Notice I'm not using two hands to take the chicken out. And I'm going to put it on my bag. And then immediately I'm going to go to my wipes. Salmonella avoidance number 1. Okay, now, next thing to do is you're going to have it with the most meat side up. The skin side is going to be facing you. So what you want to do is you want to take your knife and you want to cut in here, cut the skin away from some of the membranes here, because you're going to be seasoning inside the skin when you put it in the pan. So that's why you will have a little pocket where you're going to add some seasoning and some butter. So we're going to do that to our next one. He's being a little stingy, but I'm the one with the knife, so I am not going to let him win. So again, we're just going to cut along the sides here. Going to see these lines of fat. We want to have those because those are going to render over time anyway. They're going to end up in your pan, and then we're going to do something to them to help them turn into a bit of a sauce for your chicken. Okay, so now we have the skin nice and open and flappy. Again, protect your hands before you start grabbing other things from your mise en place. Usually when I'm at home, I like doing herbs de Provence with any poultry that I'm making. So I did not bring that today. What I brought was actually umami, because umami goes with a better, more smoky flavor, which you'll kind of get from the smoke from the fire and from the cast iron grill. So I'm going to season the inside of my chicken with this umami, and this umami seasoning you can usually get at specialty natural food stores like Vitamin Cottage or Whole Foods is another place. So give that a healthy sprinkle inside the skin. Make sure you keep it a little higher than the chicken so that way it distributes evenly. You don't want to get too close to the chicken, otherwise it'll clump up on you. All right, there's our umami. Now, as long as I don't put the cap back, I don't have to clean my hand just yet because I have other things to do. Now, I'm on a heart-healthy diet, so I have a substitute salt, but it tastes very much like salt. The key with these substitutes is it's very salty tasting, and believe it or not, if you can seriously overuse it. So you can make everything too salty. So this is just barely a light dusting of salt here. Now, depending on what you put in here with it, you could also do bacon at a certain point that I'll tell you, and that would obviously give it increase the smokiness flavor, and it would also increase the saltiness of it. So it just kind of depends on what else you're going to put into it. That is going to dictate how much salt you use. Next for me is black pepper. Again, I'm minding my hand. Load up with the black pepper. I love me some black pepper, so I lay it on a little thick. That is the black pepper. And then lastly, since I'm not adding onions, but I love the flavor of onions, I'm going to add onion powder. Again, not onion salt, because I'm trying to keep my salt low because I'm heart healthy. So I'm going with onion powder. Again, healthy dose. So that's it for seasoning inside the chicken skin. Now I can wipe up my hand again. And I'm not going to hurt nobody, get them sick on my watch. Not on my menu. Next thing I'm going to be adding in the skin, and it'll be the last time I touch it before I put it in the pot. This is a very light butter. It's, I don't want to say the name brand because they haven't paid us to say that just yet, but find a light butter that's heart healthy butter, maybe a plant-based butter, all those. But make sure you have one with flavor. There's been some plant-based butters out there that are just wax. So make sure it's one that's, make sure it's a butter that has flavor and isn't too waxy. So again, I always like cooking just with my knife. As you can see, it's the only utensil I use when I go camping. So I'm gonna take up some of this butter here, and I'm gonna lift up the skin, and just kind of right back here where it's got this little divot, I'm gonna push that butter in there and close that up. And that's the last time I'm peeling that skin back. Again, mindful of my hand. I get the next round for the next chicken. Squeeze it into that little divot there. Get a little level. That's the last time I'm peeling that back. Okay, now cleaning up my hand again. Okay, so we're nice and wiped up. Our seasoning is going to come into play a little bit later when we flip the chicken over. But for right now, we are good on our prep. So next thing to do is get the pan ready. And I like doing a healthy dose of olive oil, which is on my diet, but avocado oil is real nice. And if you want to do an Asian style and doing Asian seasoning, do a sesame oil, because that would really make it the Asian pop out of it. So do a healthy coating on it, almost like you're decorating a cookie, I think. Nice healthy coating. We love olive oil. Okay, now some people, especially if it was at home, I wouldn't put the chicken in there until the pan is nice and hot. But since we're camping and it's a little different, I'm gonna put the chicken in there now, and I'm gonna let the bottom of the chicken start cooking up as the pan is getting hot. Once I do that, and once I see that the oil is starting to kind of fry up the bottom level, then that's when we're going to add our lid. We're gonna check on the fire here. We're gonna get the grate on the top, and hopefully our fire will keep and this rain will stay away, so that way we can get this cooked up. Now it takes about an hour, so keep in mind, you don't want to do this when you're already hungry. Start when you're planning to know what time you're going to do dinner, get your fire going. This is going to take an hour, and have everything out so that way you can just season and go, and once it's done, it's done. So let's just make sure our oil is nice and liberally coated on the bottom here. Then I'm going to take my chicken. Again, I'm using one hand. Have it to where the drums, the legs are kind of pointed at each other like this, kind of like a yin and yang sign. Wipe up my fingers again. Now this is ready to go on the fire. Careful, don't burn your fingers. All right. Now we wait for that to start sizzling before we cover it. So now we're sizzling, and as you can hear the sound, you can see the butter starting to come out. You can actually start to see the fat render out, and all that is going to turn into a real good sauce once we actually deglaze this pan in about an hour. But for right now, you don't want it to get too sizzling on you. So over here we have a concentration of fire, if this starts getting too loud and you start to really hear pops and cracks and pops, then move it off to the side for a little bit to let it calm down, then move it back. You're gonna be playing with it just a little bit, but it's always about the ears. You gotta listen to it and it'll tell you what to do. So for right now, we're gonna cover this and we're just gonna let it do its thing until it starts talking to us. I did actually lie to you. I did need one utensil more, but I'm just gonna show you what we're doing with the chicken while it is cooking over the massive part of the flame. So I have it covered, and you wanna check the bottom, and you are checking to see how brown it's getting. Now, as you can see, this is not level. All of my oil is going into one side, cooking this chicken faster than this chicken. So all you gotta do is just occasionally switch it to where this chicken is getting more of the grease than this is. And you can tell because this one's not quite as brown as the other one yet. So when this one turns more brown on the underside than this one, then it's time to switch it. So you keep doing that until you get a really good brown, what I call cinnamon toasty brown, and then it's gonna be time to flip the chicken. Okay. So it's been about 30 minutes that I've been adjusting the chicken and making sure that the undersides are getting the color I want. So I think it's about where we want it at this point. So let's go ahead and check it here. I'm gonna start with this one that's sitting in the oil now. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Look how brown that is. Oh, dude. That is gorgeous. Is that not gorgeous? That is campfire gorgeousness right there. So here's a little thing. The reason why I didn't season the skin is because I don't eat the skin. Because again, I'm trying to be heart healthy, but I don't want to put the flesh down in the pan and have it get scorched. So I'm using the skin as a buffer that get all crispy and scorched up, and then all the seasoning and all my butter and everything is affecting the flesh, which is still getting heated up. So that's if you're wondering why I didn't season the skin, that's why. I'm not going to be eating it. I'm going to be pulling it off when it's done. So now we are in the final leg of my chicken here, and for these last 5 to 10 minutes, I'm going to remove this lid. You can see how brown and gorgeous they are. We're going to season the underside that we didn't do before with black pepper, our substitute salt, again, just lightly, our onion powder, like so. Now here's what's special. I'm going to take some garlic, and then probably take about, I don't know, I would say about almost a clove's worth. I'm just gonna put it in the pan as well. You can hear that starting to like it, sizzling. I'm gonna take another, I'd say about a tablespoon of butter, or a tablespoon and a half, put it right there in the center of them. And at that point, we're gonna cover for another 5 minutes. Oh, it's starting to smell good. All right, 5 minutes, we're so close, we're so close. So as you can see, I moved the pan away from the highest concentration because it was cooking a little too fast than I cared for. But now as we look at it, you can see that our garlic is nicely caramelized. We still have a simmer going. And if you look at the underside here, you will see what the top side of the chicken did. Holy crap, look at that. Look at that, little bit of scorching on the flesh because the chicken's gonna, as it renders down, it's gonna shrink, but that is okay. Look at the coloring. Look at the coloring on that. Does that look gorgeous or what? So here's the last thing that we're gonna do. We're not gonna cover it up again with this last step, but what we're going to do is add some tanginess to this because we have buttery, we have savory. Now we're gonna add tangy. So this is actually some pickle juice, some pickle chips that I use for my sandwiches. We're just gonna use the juice. And if you're a Jameson drinker, this is a great way to chase it. So we're gonna take our lid off for good. We're gonna pour some of this in here, right over the chicken. And then, sorry, I am gonna remove that. Then we're gonna move it back over the heat, but we are done with our lid. And that chicken's gonna come off in about 2 minutes. Okay, so let's say this is rendered for about 5 minutes. You can really see how it's caramelizing right here where it's over the intense heat. It's kind of reducing to create a sauce if you want it. We're gonna go ahead and pull the chicken now. And we're gonna let it rest for 5 minutes. because if we dive into it, it's going to be too hot, and if we cut into it, it's going to let all these juices we work so hard to get flow right out of it and not in your mouth. So we're going to do that. We're going to leave this here so it continues to reduce, and I will see you in 5 minutes. All right, so our chicken's done. It's rested for 5 minutes, and we have our sauce, which is more like an au jus, but make sure you scrape the bottom of the pan, get all that nice crusted on juiciness into that sauce. Pour that sauce right over the top here. Get some garlic on there. Oh, look how good that looks. Holy crapaloli. And then just in time with enough light to enjoy my dinner outside while I can still see it. So, I don't use utensils for this dish. I go in He-Man style. So let's go ahead and do this. Go eat your skin. Oh my goodness. It is so buttery. It is so savory. The garlic is amazing. It just has that little bit of tang from that pickle juice. If you've never tried that, even at home or camping, try that. It was all one pan. Takes an hour, but it's well worth it. I don't know what else to say. It just needs to be on a menu somewhere. Campfire restaurant, maybe. I don't know. But thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, and ring that bell for more notifications for Mr. Mark's Campfire cooking channel and his fishing channel. I can't say anything more because I got to dive into this.